particles. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, today, listen, man, today's going to be one of those days. Creative Tony and myself, we need you guys. We need you guys to like prop us up. We're both banged up, man. We're both banged up with a variety of illnesses. Sad state of affairs. You know, the funny thing,
I need somebody.
somebody like you. Everybody needs somebody. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
Again. I'll back him. I've been backing him. I've been backing Adam since I was about 15 years old. Tony, let me show you my bona fides. Let me give you my credentials when it comes to Bryan Adams. You ready? Here it comes. True. Everything I'm saying is true. First time. Okay, Tony, keep up with me here. And I didn't know we were going to go Bryan Adams like a minute into the show, but why not?
Why not?
The first time I saw Bryan Adams, he was opening for Journey on the Frontiers tour with Separate Ways and you know, Faithfully and all that. Great record. Bryan Adams had just released the Cuts Like a Knife album, and he opened that gig, and I was like, this guy's freaking great. Like, his live set was great and everything. Then I went back and I saw him. Ready for this? You'll love this one, dude. Here's another. This is one of my great maneuvers as a 15-year-old. I think I was 15, maybe 16. I think I was 15. I saw Bryan Adams. This is crazy. I saw Bryan Adams at the Capitol Theater, Bonnie and Steve DiCiccio, Capitol Theater in New Jersey in Passaic on New Year's Eve. I saw Bryan Adams. It was on this album. It was on the Reckless tour, dude. Yep. That was the album he was touring on, and I saw Bryan Adams' New Year's Eve show before I graduated to Grateful Dead. That's what I was doing, going to see, and it was a great show. I'm glad I went, man. Shout out to the opening act. Tony, tell me if you remember these guys. Here it comes, right out of the 80s. Honeymoon Suite. Do you remember Honeymoon Suite? I got a new girl now. Anybody with me? I got a new girl now. Great track. Great track. Yeah.
Wow.
I got a new girl now, and she's a lot like you. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
No, it's a good song, dude. It's a good song.
It is a good song. It is a good track.
Rags knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I got a new girl now. I got a new girl now.
What year, Paulie? What year are we talking?
We're talking. That would have been 84. I believe that was 1984.
Yeah. That album was released in 84. November 5th, 84. Dude, how about the tracks on Reckless? Run to You, Somebody, Heaven, Summer of 69, One Night Love Affair, It's Only Love. Dude, come on.
It's an avalanche of top 10 singles, dude. It's an avalanche of hit songs. And that It's Only Love was a duet with Tina Turner. Rest in peace. The great Tina Turner, man.
It's Only Love. That's all. Paulie, business time real quick. Out of the gates. Yeah. Please just check out our channel on YouTube at Paulie Max Particles on YouTube. Please like and subscribe while you're there. Feed the algorithm. Comment on our shows. Comment on our shorts. Comment on anything. Just even if the comment is, hi, guys. That's it. Just comment. You got to feed the algorithm. And also check out our audio versions on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at Paulie Max Particles. And Paulie, also, because right out of the gates, I can see them. I can see Escobar Cheeks the Third.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's business time.
Here we go. Escobar Cheeks the Third is a super to start the show. What's up, Escobar? And he says, shout out to one of the founders of a couple of Bay Area groups, Nobel House and 5 Star. DJ Robbie also worked with this cat. R.I.P. Don Lowe. The legendary Don Lowe. #F Cancer.
Dude, F Cancer, like up and down the street, F Cancer. I'm so, and Tony, it's ironically Escobar, and thank you, Cheeks. Great to see you, bro. And yeah, rest in peace, man. Tony and I were, of all things, swear to God, 5 minutes ago, Tony and I got into some heavy duty rap in the pre-show meeting. We're supposed to be planning the show. Instead, what did we talk about? Cancer. We started talking cancer 10 minutes ago.
I got my suspicions, Paulie. That's all I'm saying is I got my suspicions. I just saw a whistleblower from Apple who no longer works there. She's coming out and saying that, oh yeah, when they release a new iPhone, guess what? They release software that jacks up your old phone on purpose. I'm like, okay, when that S is going on with the biggest corporation in the world, arguably, then I believe that there's other stuff going on behind the scenes.
And how cheap are the dick bags down? You heard me, the dick bags down at Apple. I'm saying it, and no disrespect if we have any P&Pers that work for Apple. You guys are excluded. You guys are excluded. But the guys making the decisions,
but they're not doing that stuff. We're talking about.
I'm talking about the guys and gals making these decisions. You know what pisses me off just on principle is that every time you got to get a new phone, it's like an all-day affair. It's like transfer this as to my new phone and blah, blah, blah. I got to leave, go have lunch, come back, pick it up. But you know what they make you do? Now I got to go buy a new adapter so I can put my headphones in the phone. Like they can't just give you a jack. Like I got
why would they do that, Paulie? You got to buy the new adapter. Come on.
Hence me calling all of them D-bags. Okay, Tony.
Hey, you know what? How about can we put on next year's bummer bracket? We're going to put cancer on the bummer bracket. We're also going to put dongles. I want to put dongles on the bummer bracket next year, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. And I want to make sure I acknowledge a couple of great P&Pers out there before we move on. And we do have a good show for you today. We got Kerry Crowley coming on board from the SF Standard. We're going to talk about our Giants, the free fall, just falling through space with no parachute. But before we go there, Tony, I want to shout out Chip Lang, who heard my Bryan Adams riff, and he goes, dude, how about me? He goes, before I graduated to the Grateful Dead New Year's, I was in line for Y&T at the Cow Palace. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Chip. And then I got Stevie Basicchio coming up. He goes, I'll see your Bryan Adams and I'll raise you a Billy Squire. Dude. You know, I got to tell you, I regret not seeing Billy Squire.
Everybody.
Have you heard? Ain't got
Don't sleep on the riff, man. The riff is
dude. Squire, definitely Squire, dude. How about Lonely as a Night? Lonely as a night, when you find yourself alone. A lot of great tracks out of Squire. Stevie B, I dropped the ball. I didn't see him. I wish I saw Escobar Cheeks, Y&T. Let's effing go. Totally. Who knew?
This goes back to like our riff. It's like, well, who are your favorite, like lead vocalists? You're like, well, I love Jagger, love Plant, like Plant, Jagger, Squire,
Billy Squire. Yeah. Don't Say No, the album, Don't Say No. Yeah. Great title too. Don't Say No. I'm just throwing that out there. Hey, Tony, it's a great day because I want to acknowledge a happy birthday wish from me and you and the P&P community to the great Billy Kreutzmann. It's Billy K's birthday today from the Grateful Dead.
His 80th birthday today.
God bless you, Billy. He's sitting in Hawaii right now, probably tending to his plants, and he's all into organic farming and stuff. Happy birthday, Billy. And it's also the anniversary of what a lot of people think is the best Grateful Dead show ever played, 5/7/77. Your Scarlet Fires, your St. Stevens, your Not Fade Away. It's a great show. The Morning Dew, all that stuff. So happy 5/7/77 if you guys practice. And then, of course, happy birthday to Billy Kreutzmann. And Tony, last thing on this date, look at my guy, Billy. Keep doing it, Billy. I love you, buddy.
Have you seen his spread in Kauai?
It's badass.
It's incredible.
It's badass. Yeah.
When he did those shows hosted in his backyard, that's on the ocean, by the way. He had like Billy Strings there. He had Tom Hamilton there. He had a lot of good musicians there, just to name a couple. And they did these jams out on his his back lawn. And did you see any of those, Paulie? They were incredible.
Yeah, I did. He had Carlos Santana jamming with him in his freaking yard one time. I mean, it's like not a bad little setup. Yes, Bonnie. Were we ever hear it all? 100%, Bonnie. 100%. Tony.
Paulie, also birthday shout outs. I got to jump it in before it goes off the screen. I can scroll up and down, but I still want to forget about it. Red Jet Shell on the money here. Happy birthday to Rita Oak. Rita Oak's birthday today. Thank you, Red Jet Shell. We love Rita Oak on the show. We've had her on a couple times. We will get her on again. She's the 49ers digital artist who is fantastic. And happy birthday, Rita Oak.
We'll connect with her again next football season. We're not letting Rita get away. We'll bring her back onto the show. She was a lot of fun, and she's just a good vibe machine. She's a cool chick. Yeah,
100%. And she loves her Niners ball. And at Rita_Oak. If you want to go check out her artwork on Instagram or on any social media outlets, Paulie, take it away.
Okay, last thing I want to say, and then I want to give some love to Tom Stack. Excuse me. And then we're going to set up the show today. And by the way, I think I've figured this out. Speaking of sickness, disease, life-threatening ailments, things like that, Creative Tony sick, I'm sick. Turns out Brian Murphy is sick too. Throw him on the pile. But I'm serious. There's something going around, just picking people off. But you know what I think it is, Tony? I figured it out. I've traced it to the source. The reason we're all sick, I'm blaming the Giants.
Sure.
It's the Giants' fault, dude. Watching this S day in, day out has taken its toll physically on yours truly.
Let me repeat something real quick, Paul. You know what's making me sick to my stomach? And it has nothing to do with
Tony.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
nothing to do with Tony Vitello. It has everything to do with Adames, Chapman, Devers combined 125 strikeouts in 37 games. It has something to do with only 7 home runs between the 3 of them in 37 games. Dude, think about that, Paul.
No, it's
7 home runs in between the 3 of them in 37 games. And they're batting a collective 218. It's garbage. They only have 23 RBIs. It's just
this is beautiful. We're getting a lot of love all of a sudden here with my blaming the Giants for making everybody sick. Beat LA is coming to my defense here, and she goes, Mr. Beat LA is also sick, and he never gets sick, and it's definitely the Giants' fault. By the way, shout out Beat LA. She put a funny message up before the show. This is the pre-show post of the day. Goes to Beat LA. She goes, guys, today's a great day because the Giants can't lose today. Like, it's impossible. They're not playing. Great call, Beat LA.
Doesn't it suck we're in that phase, though? God. I mean, I was having a conversation with my dad, and we were just talking about, like, it's this feeling is like, it's a similar feeling to, like, the Candlestick, 80s days, like when it was just bleak, man. And some of the days in the 90s when the teams just were not good, dude.
Hey, man.
It's rough, man. It's just rough. So
it's rough as hell. Even John Joseph knows. John Joseph coming in with this one. The Giants are quote spreading the disease. Dude, I'm reading between the lines right there, JJ. I know you're shouting out Anthrax as well. They got that album, Spreading the Disease. Tony, the first rock band I ever interviewed in my entire life when I was in college radio was Anthrax. True story. I interviewed Scott Ian and Frank Bello, the bass player. They're both super cool guys, by the way. But anyway, shout out Spreading the Disease. John Joseph, man, you're all over it.
I bet, man. Their collaboration with Public Enemy for Bring the Noise, when they redid Bring the Noise, was fantastic. Really good stuff. That and I like when those worlds collide.
Tony, speaking of worlds colliding, our world has collided with the great Tom Stack from Coldwell Banker Realty. He is one of our favorite guys. He left a voicemail on my machine today, on my voicemail, about he called me as Bill Walton this morning. He's like, hello, Paul, it's Bill. He just did this whole rap as Bill Walton today. Thank you for that, Tom. That was funny. He does a killer Bill Walton, by the way. Anyway, Tom Stack, when he's not imitating Bill Walton, which was like a very dear friend of his, rest in peace, Bill. I miss you too, man. But Tom Stack is also deeply entrenched with the Grateful Dead community, and he is now, the last 20 years of his life, he's been working as a broker for Coldwell Banker Realty. I encourage you guys really strongly, if you're watching the show and you are looking for a good agent, this is the guy, man. Your long search is over. Tom Stack, all roads lead to Tom Stack. First of all, like Tony, he's an SI grad. He's one of those, he's part of this SI mafia. But when he is dealing with his customers and his clients, when it comes time to buy a house, that's the time you want to call Tom Stack, because he, like Carlos and Dan and all these other great sponsors we have, he is so chill. He is not going to strong arm you into anything like, there's the house. You got to put an offer on this house. That's not how he does business. He wants to hear what you guys want, what your goals are, what your budget is. So, as I like to say, Tony, when it is time to make that purchase, it's a big one, folks. Buying your house, you need the proper guidance, you need the proper assistance, and you need that experience that Tom Stack is bringing to the table. Over 20 years with Coldwell Banker Realty. He's going to treat you like a rock star. And again, he is based out in the East Bay, but he will connect you with an agent in any place. That's a great shot.
Isn't that a great shot of Tom?
I just looked up and I saw him. There he is. That Tommy. And Tom is going to be on the show, I think, the week after next, I believe, is when we're going to have Tom back on, as giving us his Bruce Springsteen review from Cleveland. That tour just rolls on, by the way. But yeah, Tom Stack, dude, make the phone call and put yourself in the proper place when it comes to finding a house, the right house for you and your family. It's 925-878-9964. You can email Tom also, Tony. It's tom.stack@cbnorcal.com. He's a great guy. And trust me, he's going to lead you through the woods and get through all that wilderness and get you guys in the house that's right for you, your family, and your budget. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, the last thing, Paulie, is that
Sure.
you yourself have mentioned that your experience in buying your home was not a pleasant one with
It
your
was
real
hectic. It was
right,
really hectic because I was getting shown houses that were so far out of my budget, and I'm
right,
like, "We're kind of wasting time here." Like she was
right.
taking me to all the, and I'm like, I don't need to be looking at the house Lars Ulrich lived in. I can't afford it. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
And she's like,
mhm.
"Well, take a look at this one, and here's another one." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. We got to start all over." So yeah, if you're not paired with the right agent, it's pretty hectic, man.
And we've talked about this. There's a thread between, like, say, Dr. Young, who is also our partner today that we're going to talk about later in the show, and Tom Stack, about taking situations that maybe people don't necessarily look forward to
Yeah.
and flipping the script on them and making them enjoyable. Multiple testimonials I've read about Tom Stack talk about, he obviously knows his S, and he knows the region, and he knows people in the industry, and he's very dialed into the whole scene, but he also makes it enjoyable with his storytelling and his conversation skills, and it's just how he's a relatable dude, and he cares about you. That's how he makes the experience enjoyable. We had multiple testimonials saying that it was super fun shopping for houses and looking at houses with Tom. So if
Yeah.
you're in the market, or if you know somebody that is looking to buy or sell, you really should do yourself a service and give Tom a call or send him an email. Tom's our guy. He's our partner. Like Paulie said, he will treat you like a rock star because he's worked with rock stars. And that's how he started his whole empire. Now he's kicking ass in the La Marinda corridor, Lafayette, Moraga, Arinda, and the Greater East Bay, including Oakland, Walnut Creek, Martinez, Concord, Pleasant Hill, all those areas. 925-878-9964, or email tom.stack@cbnorcal.com.
Thank you, Tom Stack. We love you, buddy. Hope to see you soon, man. All right, Tony, before Kerry Crowley comes on, because we're going to get into it with Kerry, you guys. We're going to talk Giants, see what the hell his view of this whole thing is. Kerry's a seam head of the highest order, so I look forward to talking to him. But, Tony.
It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh.
God, that makes me just feel good. Red Jet Shell is a super, and Red Jet Shell's on fire. She goes, breaking news. People have been sick due to a condition called Giants losing syndrome. Symptoms include fever, body aches, gastrointestinal.
I have all of those symptoms. She's talking about my virus, dude. It's Red Jet Shell. Honest to God, I have every single symptom that you just named right there. I got them all. I got all that stuff. Yeah.
He says, stay safe and smash that like, LOL. So thank you, Red Jet Shell, for the super. And yes, Giants losing syndrome is rough stuff. It's time to start getting creative, Paulie, and it's time to let Rodriguez. I wouldn't mind if Rodriguez is behind the dish all 3 games this series.
When is Newsack coming back?
It's a good question. He was.
We can ask Kerry. We'll ask Kerry. I forget though. I forget what his timeline is. But go ahead.
15-day? Was he 15-day?
I think so. I think so.
But I like Susac too. They're gonna have a decision to make. I do like this kid Jesus Rodriguez's approach at the plate. Like that, he had a ball to right center, and I was like, damn. Like, I don't know. You see the pitch, you tell the kids hit it where it's pitched, and you love to see guys go to the opposite field when the ball's in the outside part of the plate or the outside corner. And he was making good contact, and it was a tough position for him to be in. The guy is a third baseman and a catcher. And then credit to Vitello for keeping him in the lineup offensively. But okay, I'm going to put you in right field. And then he dives for a ball and doesn't catch it, and 2 runs scored. It's like, damn, that is a classic case of the ugly, what they call it the ugly finder, where you're put in a position and the ball will find you on defense, man. It always does. It happens in my little league or the teams I coach. And it happens in the bigs. You put a guy in on defense, the ball will find you. So I love that he dove for it, and I love that he gave it his best shot. But Chapman's error before that play was just
Chapman. The contract they gave Chapman and the deal they gave Devers, who I think Giant fans are now calling Rafael Nevers, Tony. Nevers. Okay.
Here's the thing. Devers is actually the only one of the 3 that's showing some life right now. He's got a 6-game hitting streak, and he's showing a little bit of life. He went deep yesterday. So it's like, I like that, but I still, I don't know, man. I feel like he's on the slow down slope. And Dan Cochimilio, our guy at NorCal Sports Network and partner of our show with Secure Money, he talks about Devers being on the downslope of his career. And Paulie, one more super from Beat LA. What's up, Beat LA? Thank you for the super. She says NBC Sports should just start breaking into current Giants games to start broadcasting the old 10, 12, 14 playoff games like they did during COVID, so we don't all develop severe depression and anger.
How about Dub City coming in with this stat? Great one, Dub City. Devers has more strikeouts than walks and hits combined. Hey now. Hey now, worth all that money we gave him, right? Hey, Tony.
That's what I'm saying, Paulie. In 37 games to have 125 strikeouts from the cluster. He's going to
wind up with 300 Ks this year. If he keeps up on this pace, he's going to be brushing up against 300 Ks.
And meanwhile, Arise will have less than 30.
I mean, you need more than one guy, though, Tony, as you know.
Of course. But that's why I love Arise's approach. But anyways, I've talked about that enough on the show. I can give you guys a break from my love of Arise, but there's not much else to love right now. Like this kid Rodriguez, I like his approach too, but they're going to watch film on him. They're going to study him up. And the typical trend is that they'll find a hole in his swing. They'll find his weak spots and expose them. But currently, day by day, my mantra has been the last 5 years, Paulie, one day at a time. And I hate
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. And you're talking about finding a hole in somebody's swing. The only hole I'm looking for today, Creative Tony, is Black Sabbath, Hole in the Sky. That's the only hole I'm looking for. Here's what I want from you.
Come on. You can't just throw a hole out there in song titles and expect me not to retort.
Okay, right? Go ahead.
I mean, we got Black Hole Sun is a wonderful retort. Okay.
Not bad.
I'm trying to think of another hole. Black Hole Sun's the first one.
Even though it's spelled differently, I'll throw in Whole Lot of Love. That's whole with the W, but still, we'll throw a whole lot of
Rosie, Paulie. Whole lot of Posey. We're getting a whole lot of Posey in the front office. How much of this is on Posey?
Here's what I need. Creative Tony, because the clock. Ian Weiland, holy diver, 100%. Holy diver. Hey, Tony, I want you to read Dan Coach Emilio's tweet because Kerry's going to be joining us in a couple of minutes here. So get that up there because our buddy and sponsor, Dan Coach Emilio, posted this kind of rant on the Giants. And Tony and I were both commenting before the show how kind of spot on this is. This is a guy that's not afraid to share his true feelings with you. So why don't we do that? Let's go Dan's tweet into Kerry Crowley.
Yes, Paulie. So here, I'm going to share the tweet. It's a long one, so I'm going to try and abbreviate, but he's breaking it down. And he basically says, I know this is going to upset a lot of Giants fans, but I truly do not care anymore. And he says he's been saying for over 2 years that the Giants need a complete rebuild. And instead, this organization keeps trying to straddle the fence between rebuilding and pretending to contend. The approach is exactly why this franchise is stuck in permanent mediocrity. He uses the Cardinals as an example, and they're rebuilding with guys like Jordan Walker, J.J. Weatherholt, Ivan Herrera, Alec Burleson, Mason Wynn, etc. They're building something there. There's going to be some lumps, but they know where they're headed. The Giants have no identity. And he says the current plan has failed. And he goes, I'm talking about blowing the whole thing up. Chapman, Adames, Devers, Webb, Ray, everybody should be available. The Giants are not one player away. They are not a serious contender. Their ceiling is fighting for third place and hoping to sneak into a wild card game every few years. That is not championship thinking, Paulie. I could go on. Check it out. Check out Dan.
I could go on. You want me to go on? There's more. Yeah. How much of this do you want? Because I can keep going,
And then he says, and before people say that the Giants have no young talent, that's completely false. I've already seen promise from Jesus Rodriguez, Tidwell, Drew Gilbert, Bryce Eldridge, and they're finally here. The farm system is improving rapidly and is likely headed toward being a top 10 system after this summer's draft. The Giants also have the number 4 pick in this year's summer draft and multiple prospects who are still 2 to 4 years away from arriving. That is exactly why you rebuild now.
Yeah.
Get the timelines aligned, accumulate more prospects, get younger, get athletic, build a real core. He goes, what I cannot stand is the roster construction. It's awful. No balance, no identity, no athleticism, no long-term vision, just expensive veterans clogging the payroll while the organization fights to stay around 500 every season. So there you go. And he says, pick a lane, pick a direction, tear it down, build it correctly, give this franchise a real future. Stop pretending. That's all.
Hey.
From Dan Coach Emilio. If you want more of that, at NorCal Sports NW on YouTube. Check him out. He goes live after most games. He'll go on around the 8th inning, and then he'll stick with you after the game. So
I have a guy,
Danny C.
I'm going to tease something this is a recent development. I can't disclose the entire thing yet, but I'm going to tease this looking to next week because you guys are going to really like this. I guarantee it. Yeah. Dan Cochimilio is about to orchestrate something. I haven't even told Tony about this. I haven't told a soul on planet Earth about this. Nobody knows about this except for Dan Cochimilio, myself, and one other person who's going to remain anonymous for now. But I'm just telling you right now, Dan Cochimilio has just orchestrated a maneuver that is pretty impressive. I have to say, Dan, if you're out there watching today, man, props to you because I didn't think this was going to happen. But Dan is going to launch a show next week. Not launch a show. I mean, it's part of the show he's doing on the NorCal Sports Network. But he's going to have a 2-man guest kind of hit next week on a show. I can't tell you who's involved in this yet, but I can tell you it's a big freaking surprise. I'm surprised this is happening, but I'll share that with you guys on Monday. But just keep that in mind. Dan Cochimilio is about to uncork something pretty big for next week, and I may or may not be a part of that. We'll talk about it. Tony, real quick, other shout-outs and acknowledgments, and I love everything Dan said in that tweet. We're going to talk to Casey in a second about this, but just to round out all the other contributions, I got 30 Days in the Hole from Bonnie. Is that Humble Pie? You talking Humble Pie? Steve Marriott, Peter Frampton, Humble Pie. Nice. Bonnie. Also, Stevie B, Fixing a Hole. Great one from the Beatles. Great track. Grosh and Merkovich coming in with Down in the Hole. Shout out Allison Chains. Rest in peace, Lane Staley, Down in the Hole. And then Rags, Wholehearted, Tony, from Extreme. Okay. Ooh. From Extreme. Here's a little trivia on Extreme. If you ever have like the $1 million question people call you. When Extreme is a band from Boston, they did More Than Words and all that. They're actually a pretty heavy band, but that was like their big hit was the ballad. Tony, they were a band in Boston when I was in college there. And you know what their first name was? You know?
No, go.
Their first name was The Dream. So when they renamed themselves, Extreme means X-Dream. Get it? Get it? Anyway, wow. Just throwing that out there. I knew that because I went to college in Boston. Yeah.
That's tremendous extreme trivia there.
It's beyond, I didn't even know I had it in me, but I've been carrying that one around forever. Today's the day I share it with you. The Extreme. And their guitar player, Nuno Betancourt, monster.
Dare I say, Paulie, we might be the only show that has woven Bryan Adams, Extreme, Ronnie James Dio, Billy Squire, and Giants baseball.
Wow, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. It might as well be us. Yeah.
Yes, and what I want to do at some point today or tomorrow? I want to talk a little bit about this Rossini Vrabel nonsense that's still going on, man. Because it is.
Tony,
they're talking about two a-holes that deserve all of the bad cards. I mean, anyways, there's a couple.
By the way, you are talking about the NFL Coach of the Year. How great is that?
Guess how he had a little help getting there too. I mean, he was a damn good coach. I'm not saying he is a damn good coach, but this has nothing to do with his coaching. It has everything to do with his moral fiber and lack thereof, Paulie, and hers as well. And the fact that they had the balls and the audacity and just the unmitigated gall.
Okay.
To do what they did. It's just disgusting. Anyways, Escobar Cheeks III is a super. Tripping on a Hole in a paper heart.
Yes.
That is a great freaking song.
Yes.
And that is a great freaking band. They don't get enough love.
By the way,
does not get enough love in my mind, Paulie.
No, you're 100% right. It's kind of a shame too, because they wrote so many great effing songs. Yeah. Hey, Escobar Cheeks III. If my band ever plays Vaseline by Stone Temple Pilots, you could definitely lend some congas to that because there are congas on that song. There's congas in Vaseline. It's good. Yeah, it's in there, Tony. It's in there. All right, here's what I want to do.
In the Vaseline, we are. Stand by, Paulie. We have another super. Stand by. Please. Hey, you just did a great radio tease. I'm giving you another radio part of radio lingo. Stand by.
Yes.
I have another super, Steve Groschel, and he just does say, would you say the Giants are down in a hole?
Yes, they're all the way down in the hole. There's other teams throwing dirt on them right now. Here come the Pirates. The Pirates are next. And thank you, Grosh. Tony, I want to do a quick Dr. Young spot, and then we can bring Kerry in. Is Kerry in the waiting room? I don't want to keep waiting.
Kerry is in the green room. He's getting fanned with palm leaves. He's eating the treats we left out for him. Nice seltzer water left out for him, too.
Tell Kerry we also have heated eucalyptus towels if he wants to wipe his hands or his face. We've got those.
Dunking his fingers in the oils that we left for him just to get.
And rose water. We have rose water available as well if you want to clean your nails and all that. All right, real quick though, before we do that, we got Dr. Matt Young, Into the Mouth We Go, one of our favorite sponsors, one of our favorite human beings. I mean, I saw Patty commenting when we put Tom Stack's picture up earlier. She's like, God, he's so handsome. Well, listen, don't leave Matt Young out of this. He's going to be in the Hot and Hunky Men of PMP, the calendar, whenever that thing comes to life. He's going to have his own month because this guy he's got the hair, the teeth, the complexion, the tan, and he's got the steady freaking hand in the dental office. Dr. Matt Young's been doing it for over 25 years in San Francisco, right down there in the Union Square neighborhood of San Francisco. 490 Post Street is where his office is. And again, he's been my dentist for over a decade. I have nothing but good things to say about this guy, professionally and personally. He's a great guy. Another tortured Giant fan, too. His poor son. You know what I mean? His son, Joe, is a freshman at SI. He's playing ball. By the way, Kerry Crowley's SI, too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like an SI avalanche over here. But in any case, this poor kid, these kids today are growing up thinking that this is Giants baseball. Just one abysmal season after another, one straddling 500 thing after another. It wasn't always like this, Joe. We used to win World Series around here back in the freaking day. About a decade ago, we used to win World Series. Anyway, I'm just saying for this generation of kids, what a tough time to be growing up. It was kind of like when I was a kid. The Giants were the same way. It was awful. But Dr. Matt Young is waiting for you to give him a call and make that switch. If open enrollment comes, I'm telling you, hit your wagon to his star because he is the man. Comprehensive dental care, cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, orthodontics, anything. You name it, he does it. Emergency care, Saturday afternoon hours as well. The entire team and staff at Dr. Young's office, they're all great people. They're all going to work with you. They're all going to, and again, if you're like me, dude, it was always like this. I'd walk into Dr. Young's office like shaking. Now I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm like, give me the headphones, bring in the tank. Let's go. You know what I mean? And Dr. Young is great. He does specialize, by the way, in implant surgery and implant restoration. So if you've been told like you need those kind of procedures and that kind of work, he is the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry. You're not going to find a more qualified technician than Dr. Matt Young. So do it today, man. Make that switch. You're going to thank me. I promise you. Cheeks, have you gone in yet? Have you gone in to see Dr. Young? I think you have, right? I'm trying to get as many PMPers into his chair as possible. 415-392-8611. 415-392-8611. Big T. You can email him too. info@youngdentalsf.com. Thank you, Dr. Young. Freaking love you, buddy.
Paulie, I'm just going to let a testimonial speak for Dr. Young instead of myself because on Google, there's over 1,650 reviews on the Young Dental SF group. 5 stars. 5 stars. 1,650 reviews. 5 stars. This is from Elena just last month in the Dr. Young chair. She says, I love Dr. Young. He's an amazing dentist / dental surgeon. He removed few of my teeth. Well, those ones that had to be removed, including the wisdom ones, and I never had any complications or strong pain after. My latest extraction happened 2 weeks ago. He's also great with crowns and implants.
He is.
I recommend his practice for all serious dental work. And I wish Dr. Young could also be my psychiatrist. And she says, yes, it's a joke, but still, because I always feel calm and safe around him.
See?
Zero stress or worries before an appointment if I know that I will be seen by him personally. No matter how serious a procedure is going to be, I recommend Dr. Young wholeheartedly. That is from Elena last month in the chair at Young Dental SF Group. So the proof's in the pudding, Paulie.
And I have some follow-up here. Yes, Escobar Cheeks III has been in Dr. Young's chair, and our very own Don Peralta is he has an appointment with Dr. Young for next month. So, nice. Hey, be one of the cool kids. Go see Dr. Matt Young. You're going to walk out of there with a great smile, and you're going to walk out of there feeling great. Thank you, Dr. Young. Love you, buddy. All right.
Hey, Paulie, right before we get to Kerry Crowley, sorry to cut you off. Right before we get to Kerry Crowley, one more super. Stevie B is a super. I just want to get him on the show. It's my my New Year's resolution. Fun fact, Dean and Robert DeLeo are Point Pleasant, New Jersey boys. Those are the brothers in Stone Temple Pilots. And Stevie B, you're on the money there, buddy.
We talking Paisan here, Stevie B? The DeLeo brothers? Oh, yeah. I didn't know they were Jersey boys. I didn't know that. Thank you for that. That's good to know because I thought they were out of San Diego, right? Weren't they? Isn't Weiland like
the band formed in San Diego? But I think those dudes are from New Jersey. But the band formed in San Diego. Yeah,
we got some quietly great musicians kind of sneaking out of San Diego. I'll give you a Stephen Piercy, Tony. I'll give you a Scott Weiland, and who am I forgetting? Oh, and Eddie Vedder as well with a surfboard. He's out of San Diego as well.
And perhaps you've forgotten the new sax player for the Rolling Stones, Carl Denson. San Diego.
I didn't even know that, but that makes me happy, dude. Shout out Carl. I love Carl Denson running in place, playing his sax. Oh, dude, he's the best. All right, you guys, we talked about it. It's time to bring him on. We love this kid. We go back to the KMBR days with Kerry Crowley, and I just always enjoyed talking ball with him. He is in charge of sports now over at the SF Standard, and he's always got a lot to say about the San Francisco Giants. So let's bring him back to the show. We had him on a couple of months ago, and now here's an encore performance of the great Kerry Crowley on the Polymac Particle Show. Tony, bring him in, man.
There he is.
Yeah. Kerry, how you doing today, my man?
Doing well, guys. How are you?
We're good, man. Great to see you. Where are you checking in from today?
From the San Francisco Standard office. So Division Street in San Francisco. You know, we got a lot going on right now, trying to figure out how to fix these San Francisco Giants.
Well, that's why we called you, man. That's exactly why we called you, Craig. I'll tell you the truth, Kerry, we've been kind of wringing our hands on this show for the last couple of weeks, and I'm kind of out of ideas. I don't really know what to say anymore. I mean, we can talk about the players, but what is you're starting to hear this more and more. Tony was saying this earlier, Kerry, that there is this rumbling coming out of the Giant fan base anyway now, where they're starting to say, maybe it's time to blow this thing up. Maybe it's time to really have an honest to God, a true rebuild. It's early in the season, Kerry, but all signs point towards this being a very rough year for the Giants. So what's your kind of opinion of that kind of rumble that you're hearing right now? It's time to blow it up. Yes or no in your mind?
I mean, it's a tremendous idea. It's the right idea. It's just impossible. Like, you can't blow up a team when you've got 5 guys under contract for the next 4 seasons, and what they have in Jung-Hoo Lee, Willie Adames, Rafael Devers, and Matt Chapman. Unless you want to eat $600 million, which would be unprecedented in professional sports, sure. But look, you try to trade Willie Adames today, maybe AAA Scranton picks up in New York. Like, you are not getting a team that is going to acquire any of these players, their current salaries, their current projections. So, look, this has shades of 2017 written all over it. The Giants might not lose 98 games, but the reason they couldn't really blow up the roster after that season was because Posey and Crawford and Belt and Bumgarner were all under contract for multiple seasons after that. And so, rebuilding after 2017 would have been the smart and prudent thing to do, just like it would be right now. But I just don't know if that's even feasible.
Kerry, we've been talking also about Vitello's role in all of this, because again, the stats are not there, especially from the heart of the order. We were talking about Adames, Chapman, Devers combining for 125 strikeouts in 37 games, only 7 home runs between the 3 of them. But do you place any responsibility or blame or on Vitello's shoulders? Because I'm struggling with doing that so early, but I also think that, you know, he is calling the shots, and he's not responsible for what they do on the field, but he's responsible for who he puts in the lineup and in certain situations. I want to get your thoughts on how Vitello's done so far.
Yeah, I mean, if there was someone different in this job, a more experienced manager, someone who'd been in Pro Ball before, maybe the Giants are sitting here today at 16-21 and not 14-23. Maybe they're 17-20.
Right.
But this is not a team that was going to win this year based on this roster, as long as the players who are projected to be your stars are performing the way they are. And so I think, you know, some of this could come down to Vitello's hires on his coaching staff. Could he have found a tenured hitting coach who spent a ton of time in Major League Baseball? Could he have found a pitching coach who really could have helped some of these young relievers take the next step in their game? Maybe. You know, there's some questionable decisions over at third base. Certainly Hector Borg, who's got a lot of fans inside the organization, who was kind of waiting for this Major League opportunity. He hasn't risen to the occasion at all over at third base. I mean, that's been a huge sore spot for the San Francisco Giants. So I think you could criticize maybe some of the selections of coaches. But again, you know, when you bring in a guy from the college level, those coaches in large part are going to be pre-existing relationships that he developed early on in his baseball career, and guys who are recommended to him by Buster Posey, by Zack Minasian, and the rest of the front office. So just structurally speaking, I think this is an organizational issue top to bottom. It starts with ownership. Vitello's like maybe 7th on the list of people that I would blame. But, you know, he's still on there.
He's on the list. Yeah, he's in the top 10, Kerry. We got him in our top 10. But I want to stay on Vitello for a second, actually. I'm glad Tony brought that up, because the one thing that we all kept hearing when Buster made this move in the offseason was, hey, you're going to love Vitello because he's super connected to the players. The players really love performing for this guy, and he's really got the pulse on the clubhouse and stuff. I don't know that we can really say the same up here in the big leagues with Vitello so far. And I guess, Kerry, the question is, should we expect that from him at some point? Is that something he can grow into, kind of reestablishing his great connection with his players? Because I'm not so sure he has that right now.
You know, it's really interesting. If Tony Vitello had inherited, say, the Sacramento A's roster or the Pittsburgh Pirates roster, the Washington Nationals, I think you would be saying that, because it'd be a bunch of young guys fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, and who don't have major league experience. But he inherited Rafael Devers, Willie Adames, and Matt Chapman, guys who are, he's 47. They're within striking distance of his age. They're not that far off. And they spent far more time in pro ball than Tony Vitello. So I just think like this roster wasn't necessarily conducive to a first-time major league manager who spent 0 days in professional baseball. I think like you see it with Drew Gilbert. You see the connection they have in the dugout dating back to their days in Tennessee. I think you see it with like a young pitcher like a Landon Roop or a Keaton Wynn or a Caleb Killian. When they get the ball on the hill in the late innings, they feel the trust that exists there because they don't really have much else to go off of. So Tony is their guy. But like, Matt Chapman spent the majority of his career with Bob Melvin. I don't think he's going to be thrilled to be playing for Tony Vitello the same way that he was. I think, Rafael Devers, it could be anyone out there managing this team, but if he's not hitting, he's not going to be the happiest guy in the world. And so I think like there's some structural issues there that we're starting to see exist because these guys aren't performing.
No. Hey, Kerry, you brought up a name I wanted to ask you about, in Killian. And do you think that guy could kind of slide in to this open door that is open at the closer role? Because it's obviously not Ryan Walker, and we don't know who it is, but I like this kid, Killian. He's not necessarily a kid, but I like what he's doing. And so far, so good. I mean, it's a small sample size with the Giants, but 15 games he's been in, 1.13 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 16 innings pitched. I like what I'm seeing. Do you like what you're seeing from Killian?
I bought stock early in March in Caleb Killian. Like opening day, I said, don't be surprised if by the end of May, Caleb Killian is the San Francisco Giants closer. And unfortunately for the Giants, it was the beginning of May when he got his first opportunity. That speaks to the rest of the bullpen's unpreparedness to take down the ninth inning. But Tony, you're right. I mean, this guy has 3 pitches he can throw to left-handed hitters. He has 3 pitches he can trust against righties. He is the only guy in the bullpen who you can consistently say gets swings and misses against both righties and lefties. Like, I like Keaton Wynn a lot. He's better suited to face righties. Eric Miller, a good option for the ninth inning, far better suited to face lefties. Caleb Killian is the one guy down there who you trust in that high leverage spot. And the moment doesn't necessarily seem too big for him. Yes, he gave up the home run on Monday night in his save opportunity, but he's still throwing 98, 99, pumping the fastball by hitters, not afraid to get back in the strike zone. So I am all in on Caleb Killian and his future as reliever in the major leagues.
Kerry Crowley, our guest today with the San Francisco Standard. We've known Kerry for a long time. And, another kind of unusual thing that's happened, Kerry, and I'm sure you've heard this too, is for the first time in Logan Webb's career as a pro with the Giants, I'm actually starting to hear and read fans like posting stuff on social media saying, not that they're mad at Logan Webb, but it's more like, Logan Webb deserves better because he's had to do so much heavy lifting. To me, Kerry, like he represents like the heart of the Giants. Like he is their spiritual leader. I could see him. He would have fit in great with the Bumgarner Vogel song, like that era. He would have fit right in with those guys, but he doesn't have the run support. And you're starting to hear Giant fans say like, maybe they should just move him, get something in return for him. So he can really go compete. Because if you had Logan Webb on the Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, he would benefit beyond his wildest dreams. He'd have a winning record. His ERA would be lower, and he'd have the run support he never gets here. What is your opinion of that kind of talk when it comes to Logan Webb? And I know, listen, we've seen this in the past. Like when the Giants got rid of Zach Wheeler, that haunted us for years. We're like, look at Zach Wheeler. He's lighting it up. But I feel like they have to do something. And I'm not saying they should move Logan Webb, but what do you think of that idea, Kerry?
Yeah, first off, I just want to go back to the comment that you made about him fitting in with the Bumgarner and Vogel songs and the Canes of the world, because Logan Webb was the last guy really who made it to the big leagues that Dick Tidrow scouted, legendary San Francisco Giants scout. Since passed on, but I mean, he was responsible for the gamble on Tim Lincecum, for finding Matt Cain in Tennessee, for Madison Bumgarner taking lefty out of high school in North Carolina. And he said, look, Logan Webb, 4th rounder out of Rockland in high school, like this guy is going to be a dude in the major leagues. And you see how the Giants have missed that scouting prowess for the last decade. So credit to the infrastructure that they had in getting Logan Webb in the door. And now it might be on Buster Posey to get him out the door because, look, if you've got Rafael Devers and Matt Chapman and Adames weighing down this payroll for the next 3 years, who's the one guy who you could realistically move who's a part of this team? It's Logan Webb. His contract is great. It's team friendly. Teams would want to take on that contract. They would give great prospects in return. I don't think that a serious organization can make that move just yet. But if you see the Giants really start to consider the future and start to think about 27 and 28 and what this will look like, I mean, why not at least take calls at this year's deadline? Why not at least open up the phone lines and say, let's hear what we can get. And if you don't absolutely love the return, you don't make the move, but you have to be willing to listen.
Yeah, that's a great call. And that would make me so sad, Kerry. We all love Logan Webb. He is a great Giant and just bleeds the orange and black.
Gets it. Like he gets it. He gets what it all means and like what it actually means to wear the Giant uniform. Like Logan Webb really understands that. I'm not so sure some of the other guys do, but he does.
No, that's a good point, Paulie. And he also is taking these losses and his outings very hard. Like his post-game comments, he's never been so forthcoming until this year. And I actually really like the transparency, but it just breaks my heart if they do have to let him go or get rid of him. Paulie, you mentioned something that I wanted to talk to Kerry about, and it's run support or lack thereof. And tomorrow night starter Robbie Ray, who has a 2.95 ERA, 3-4 on the year so far, but the Giants are averaging less than 3 runs a game when he pitches. And it's like what drives me crazy, Kerry, and as a baseball guy, wasting good outings from your starters is just the worst possible thing you could do, especially when you're not putting runs on the board. It just blows my mind. So do you think the mindset of Robbie Ray is still sound and still do you think this is getting to him at all, or do you think that he's okay?
No, I don't think this is getting to Robbie Ray because he is one of 2 players who's really playing for something right now. Robbie Ray is going to be a free agent at the end of the year. So is Luis Ariz, who are the 2 Giants that you trust to put up big-time numbers this season. It's Robbie Ray, who could be a $100 million guy at the end of this season yet again because that's how valuable left-handed starting pitchers are. And Luis Ariz, who's trying to prove everyone wrong, coming off the 1-year contract that he had to sign with the San Francisco Giants. So I think Robbie Ray is pitching as much for himself as he is for the San Francisco Giants, knowing that he's about to secure, he's already got generational wealth with a $150 million contract, but he is about to secure the bag yet again. Tarek Skubal's injury could affect his market. So Ray will be, in my opinion, the number 2 left-hander out there. Wow. And if you think about what that market could look like, you might see another 9-figure deal for Robbie Ray. So Giants could lose 100 this year, and you're still going to see him pitch his butt off every single time out.
By the way, shout out Kerry making the bag reference. I just applaud you referencing the bag.
We're Kerry knows the bag.
We're big fans of the bag here, Kerry.
There we go.
Dude, this has nothing to do with the Giants, but I want to get your opinion on this because watching Mason Miller close the door, was that yesterday? That was yesterday, right? Yeah. I don't know if I've seen a closer that's almost unhittable in a long time, and I feel like he is almost unhittable with hitting 102, 101, and then throwing a slider that just falls off the table where guys are just looking fastball and they don't have any time they just have to kind of guess. Have you seen anything like him recently, or is he just cream of the crop?
It's just so different from the last guy I ever felt like this about, but it's Mariano. Completely different pitch mix, but the same feeling when he comes into the game. It's an 8-inning ball game if the Padres have the lead. It was an 8-inning ball game if the Yankees had the lead. And there have been pitchers through the years who you'd say, oh, he's kind of automatic this year. And then I think Eric Gagne way back when for the Dodgers, he had a 2 or 3 year stretch where you felt that way. But Miller is in that groove right now where it's Giants had 6 outs to play with yesterday in the 6th inning because he knew Miller was available.
Yeah, he was dominant. He's pretty scary. Kerry, it'd be impossible not to bring this guy up. I've always liked him. I like the personality. He's like an old school kind of guy. I'm talking about Patrick Bailey behind the dish. And, it's just, I don't know what to say at this point. He's hitting 140, 150. It's brutal. How much longer can the Giants continue to use this guy, in your mind? And I don't, and a 2-part question. First thing about Bailey, where do you think this is all going with Patrick Bailey? And also, what is the timeline on Susak's return?
I think Suzak's return is pretty imminent. I mean, he was working out on the field this week. He may go on a rehab assignment to AAA Sacramento just because they've got Rodriguez and Haas up in the big leagues. But like Patrick Bailey is probably going to be in AAA Sacramento relatively soon. Like it wouldn't surprise me at all if he got demoted. And he's someone like a Robbie Ray and like a Luis Ariz, who's playing for his next contract. He's arbitration eligible at the end of next season. And, you know, he's got 2 gold gloves under his belt, which means he's going to get more money than the average catcher at his age would. That's a pretty easy non-tender decision for the Giants right now. Like you would just let him go. You're not paying him $4 or $5 million. And so he has to hit his way back into the equation right now, or else there's just not going to be a future for him in the organization.
Hey, have you been following that Jesus Rodriguez kid? Like, are you surprised? Like, because he again, a small sample size, but I love his approach at the plate. Very awkward stance and very like almost like a stance you would see like in little league or in high school that gets refined when he gets like professional coaching. But it's like the toe, like on the tippy toe at the front foot and the hands up front. But it reminds me of a hitting coach I used to have that said, I don't care what you do before the pitch comes, as long as you get your load going when the pitch is being delivered. And that's what he does, man. I feel like he's a bona fide hitter. This is not a surprise to you, Kerry?
Kind of my favorite type of prospect, never going to show up on a top 100 list, never going to be like an organization top 10 guy, but hits at every level. And like you can't deny that type of player. And ultimately he gets his big league opportunity, 23, 24 years old. The thing about Rodriguez, he reminds me of 2 different Giants players and 2 distinctly different Giants players. The swing that Donovan Solano had from 19 to 21 in the Giants organization, that's really reminiscent of the line drive spray all over the field. And then really, I mean, if you want to make the best case scenario stretch, it's 2009 from the right side, Pablo Sandoval. When he first came up and was as good of a right-handed hitter as he ever was, I think he hit 378 from the right side in 2009 and like 146 at bat, something like that. You just like expected contact. You expected a line drive every single time he came to the plate. Rodriguez is going to put the bat on the ball. He will have, you know, the second highest average on the team behind Luis Ariz.
Dude, I love what you're breaking it down, Kerry, and this is why we love having you on, man. Thanks for taking the time to join us. I just got a couple more for you, but dude, back to the Patrick Bailey conversation. Is there any reason why he doesn't just pick a side hitting and just
good question? That's a good question. Yeah,
hitting. Like I don't understand why he doesn't just focus on one side and really.
Yeah. I don't know either. And, you know, we've asked him about it. Like John Shea, the Standard, has asked him about it. And he's like, oh, not on my mind right now. It's weird because, like, some of his biggest home runs are from the right side. But outside of that, like, he's really an equivalent hitter from both sides. It's like a 200 average, a 600 OPS. You're not really like JT Snow way back in the day when he picked a side. He was so clearly better as a left-handed hitter that it was undeniable. Whereas Bailey doesn't have that dominant side where you say, okay, just focus on this. And that's just an issue. Like, I think if he had a dominant side, you'd say, well, this is a pretty clear decision, Patrick. We're going to make this for you. But right now, I think they're just searching for anything.
Jeez, man. All right, Kerry, we appreciate the time. Couple more questions and we'll let you go. I want to, I'll do one more. Tony, you do one more and then we'll let Kerry get going. But what did you think of the Bryce Eldridge move? Did you think it was too early? Was it the right time? Like, what's your view of that?
I mean, they couldn't come home 0-6 and not change the roster. And unfortunately for the Giants, like if they wanted to keep Eldridge in the minor leagues, well, who else do you bring up? Like no one is screaming, call me up tomorrow. I'm ready tomorrow. It was Eldridge, it was Jesus Rodriguez, and that's kind of it, unless you want to bring up some fringy types who are also infielders. Like that, there's, again, this has been an issue for a decade now. No one forces the issue at AAA Sacramento. The major league club forces the issue by how bad it's been that they have to go dig into AAA Sacramento. And that's just an organizational flaw.
Kerry, I think I'm kind of done talking about the Giants. I want to know something personal about you, dude, because I'm a huge fan of Kerry, and I've known Kerry for a long time. And are you still a runner? You still running?
A little bit. I mean, the knees are weak these days.
Dude, the older you get, the less running you'll find you'll be doing.
Exactly. I don't go as far as I once did.
Okay, because you were, I mean, when I running machine, dude. Like I remember in Miami, you were running when we were there for the Super Bowl. But I wanted to know, like, what do you listen to when you work out?
Good question.
What's on your headphones?
So-
Do you wear headphones first of all, and then if
So
you do,
about a decade ago, I decided I'd stop running with headphones. And
Really?
it's the only time of the day when there's peace and quiet for me. So even if it's like a 30-minute run, I don't listen to any. And the thing is, if I put in headphones and sat there for 30 minutes and just ran in a straight line, I wouldn't be able to tell you what I was listening to at this point. You could put headphones in I'd have no idea if you had country music on or rap music. Like, it wouldn't be, it'd be pure guess.
Gotcha. That's a good call, but the only time you have peace and quiet. That's a very good call.
And that way you'll be able to hear like the Waymo car that's about to run you over, like, because if you have your headphones on, you would have missed it. So, hey, Kerry, listen, man, we'll definitely do this again. I know you're a busy dude, so I appreciate the time, and thanks for all the insights, man. Always a pleasure seeing you, Kerry.
Oh man, this is so great. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, Kerry, you rule. And Kerry, we have also a super on the show, and it's our guy, fellow St. Ignatius Wildcat, Steve Groschel, who says, my man crush on Kerry Crowley is a thing.
Hey.
SI catcher, check. Arizona State Sun Devil, check. Friend of the Benedetti's, check. If you are a Lime scooter enthusiast, we should chat.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's go.
Hey, I love it, man. The people have spoken. We all dig Kerry, and thanks again, brother. We'll be in touch, Kerry. We'll talk
Appreciate
again.
you guys.
Thank you, man. Kerry
All
Crowley, everybody. Always love talking ball. He's such a good kid. I shouldn't call him a kid. He's no kid anymore, but like he's very, Tony, I'll say youthful. You know what I mean? He's got like that boyish kind of look. Yeah.
A guy that would run through a wall for you when he played baseball in high school. And also, just so you know, he's the SF Standard sports editor. You can also hear him on KMBR when he's hosting a lot. And then also he does his Section 415 podcast every Tuesday and Friday. So,
oh right, I forgot to plug that. Yeah, thank you, Tony.
It's been on the crawl, as they say, Paulie, the whole show.
Yes.
And also just check it out. It's a damn good podcast because Kerry does his homework and knows his S. He really does. I'm a huge fan of his career, and I was so stoked when he got hired by KMBR because there's a few of us that went in and spoke on his behalf, saying you should bring this kid in, get him part-time, get him going, and then he's just worked his way up.
Kind of like I did, kind of like me speaking on your behalf after you flipped off Tony Salvador. It was a very delicate dance we had to do to get Tony back in the building, and I was a big part of it, dude. I was sitting, I'm talking closed door meetings about you before you came back. I'm like, come on, give me a chance. I'm like, hey, this kid saw me on the street and flipped the bird at me. Why should I bring him back? I'm like, he's really good. He's going to apologize. Trust me, he's going to apologize. By the way, I don't even know if I ever asked you, how did your apology to Tony Salvador go?
Oh, I wrote a full
attaboy.
You got it to him, and I had my uncle Paul read it. Paul Tonelli read it. And saying, because I was like, but the thing about Tony Salvador is he said to me, he goes, there was a part of me that respected what you did. Like he said that to me, like I would have been pissed off too. It was your career. Like he acknowledged that it was an emotional time for me and that it was basically my career being thrown out because of some nonsense. And so, but I did like a page-long apology in an email from him.
You and I was look back on this. I'm not saying this was smart, but it might have worked out in our benefit in the long run. You and I were a couple of the only guys in history that ever pushed back on Tony. And I do think part of him did respect that too. Because I'll never forget the one time, dude, he was ripping us to shreds after I went on the air and I announced that we were going to have a Christmas party unsanctioned. I'm like, we got Santa coming. We're going to have elves. We're giving. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to be in the lobby. So bring your kids. And none of this had been sanctioned. I'll never forget this. And he was crushing us. He looked over at me in this meeting in the conference room and he goes, and you? He said, what are you? He goes, I guess now you have the authority to launch promotions on your own behalf. And I go, and I actually said this because I was pissed too. I was mad. I'm like, well, yeah, man. I go, I have to do that because no one else is doing it for us.
Right.
And he just kind of stopped and looked at me. And later on, he told me that, he kind of appreciated the pushback and stuff. So anyways, Tony Salvador, we love you, bro. I don't know where you are today. He's up here in Marin somewhere. Anyway, I love Tony Salvador. The man gave me a career, so I owe him a lot. I owe him a lot.
And the man agreed to bring me back, so that says something about his character as well, too. But Paulie, also one last thing on Kerry Crowley. I just wanted to let people know an example of Kerry Crowley. Have you ever seen those players in high school or little league or college or even the bigs that when they get beamed by a pitch, they act like it never even happened and they dart down to first base? That is the type of player Kerry Crowley was.
Like a sprint down to first. Yeah.
The last thing he wanted to do was show the pitcher that he was in any sort of pain, that getting beaned bothered him at all. And
Getting drilled sucks. There's no two ways around it. It sucks.
The mental fortitude or the mental strength you need to have to just not even act like that it hit you or that it hurts.
Kind of like the way we're doing our show today, pretending we're not sick. Kind of like that. Like that. In fact, on that note, folks, we're going to wrap it up in a second here. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to do, Tony. We got to give some love to Carlos De La Fuente. Yeah. I love Los D. Carlos is he really is. He's become one of my favorite guys. And I love that he's a sponsor of ours. He's just, a lot of you already know Carlos, but for those of you that don't, you haven't had a chance to hang out with him yet, please do keep watching the show, because hopefully by next week, late next week, we will be announcing our the date of our Giants night out at the Yard, where we'll do just like last year. We'll get the whole group together. We'll start at Long Bridge. We'll walk down the street. Escobar, you and I are going to look for some Cadillacs. We'll do it again, man. So that'll be another great chance to hang with. What's so funny?
We'll look for some Cadillacs. That's awesome.
Hey, I'm just telling you the truth. We were engaged in a little puff give session, and we looked right across the way, and there was a Cadillac, like with the hood propped open. Like there was nobody there. It was like a Cadillac. Somebody had abandoned it.
I remember the picture. He sent a picture of it. It's the freaking best.
Yeah. Anyway, I look forward to that, you guys. But anyway, Carlos De La Fuente, he is a finance specialist. He is a loan. Well, actually, let me distill it like this, because he likes this description. Carlos De La Fuente is a one-stop shop for all of your financial concerns, goals, and needs. When it comes to your finances, obviously, you have to have somebody trustworthy working with you. And that's exactly what Carlos is. He's old school San Francisco, man. Grew up in the city, loves the city. Like Dr. Matt Young, he's got over 26 years of experience in the finance game. And as tough of a time as this is, and again, dude, it's so depressing. I watched the news again this morning just for like 2 minutes, and everything I saw was like doomsday. It's like, oh yeah, no, gas prices won't be going down till late 27. I'm like, late 27? What? Because now they're saying, I don't even want to get into it. You guys know what's going on. We're all strapped right now. So this is where a guy like Carlos comes in really, really handy, and I think it's a better kind of opportunity because he's a guy that we know and we like and we can trust. So if you do need some extra cash right now and you don't know where it's going to come from, talk to Carlos, because he's got a variety of loan programs he can talk to you about and offer you. You find the one that works greatest for you. One of his specialties, folks, if you're a homeowner, one of his specialties is the HELOC loan, a home equity line of credit. And that way you can just draw money from your own mortgage. It's a safe way to do things if you need some cash in your pocket. And a lot of people are doing HELOC loans right now. So if this all sounds like an idea or appealing to you, this is something that might benefit you, reach out and start the dialogue with Carlos, man. He'll walk you through it, and he'll tell you about other programs too if the HELOC isn't right for you, or if you don't own a home, if you're a renter, there are other loan programs that you can benefit from. So call Carlos, 925-250-4894. Email Carlos anytime. It's carlos@myflexnow.com. And also, Tony, I like to say this. Don't just take it from me. Take it from Corinne in Fairfax. Take it from, Jeff Faust and the Freestone Peaches. These are all people we know and love that have done work and done business with Carlos, and they rave about the guy, Tony. And they should. They should. And this is the kind of guy Carlos is. Like, when he visits the Bay Area, because he doesn't live in the Bay, but when he's in town, you know what he does? He goes and hangs out and has lunch with Corinne. He goes fishing with Jeff Faust. So he's about the relationship too. He's not just looking to take your cash and then disappear. He's about really cultivating relationships. And I appreciate that about Carlos very much. 925-250-4894, Tony.
Carlos De La Fuente is just a damn good dude when it comes down to it, man. And like you were talking about, Paulie, these times we're living right now where everything's rising, inflation.
Shout out Bruce Springsteen, The Rising.
Come on up for the rising.
Yeah.
Paulie, so your money is more important than ever. And so you want to deal with somebody that you trust and respect and that will take care of you. And that's Carlos De La Fuente. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, it basically comes down to just, trust the PNP Familia. Trust us. The trust with Dan Cochimilio or Dr. Matt Young, or Neil Denardi in pizza, okay, or Tom Stack in real estate, or Standard Deviant in beer, or Dom Peralta in digital design, or Carlos de la Fuente when it comes to your money and any types of loans you might need, even a personal loan from $50,000 to $500,000. Carlos can help you. And again, if it's not the right time, he will tell you. So give him a call. Paulie, I'm surrounded by like 6 or 7 people down on the peninsula in San Carlos and Belmont that have already worked with Carlos, and they raved about their experience, and they're still in touch with Los. So that is, a couple of them are going to the event we're going to tonight, Paulie, and they asked if Carlos was coming. And I said, no, he's actually.
I wish he was coming. I wish he was coming. That would be killer. Yeah, Tony and I have a big event tonight we're going to do, but that's going to be interesting too, with me like passed out at the table.
Same.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
We're going to have IVs under the table. It's cool. It'll be a good look. But anyways, no, but Carlos is just a man for others, and we love having him as a partner. So get in touch with Carlos if you have any loan questions. 925-250-4894, 925-250-4894, or email Los. Give us the Los. You know what, Paulie? On the way out, what am I doing? You know what, right? I need this today. I think we all need this today. Stand by, everybody. Paulie, if you don't mind.
Give us the Los. 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 What loan would you like?
Give us the Los.
Give us the Los.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Maestro. Final words today. I want to say to Red Jet Shell, yes, of course. I hope you come to the game in August. We're working on that right now. And Red Jet Shell, because you weren't with us last year, it's a great night. We got like maybe 30, 40 of us, 50 of us. I don't remember the group. It was a great group. We had a pre-game hang at Longbridge, went to the game, and we'll get like a special rate. We'll get like I think we had a section last year in the club level, which was killer. And you know what's funny about that too, Tony? I don't even really remember the game at all. I just remember hanging out with everybody. I really don't. I don't really remember the game, but it was so much fun. And yes, Red Jet Show, we'd love to have you out there this year. We hope to give that date next week, but I can tell you it'll be a Friday night in August. We're just trying to narrow it down to the final date that we can all share with you guys. And then last word of the show today goes to Chuck Acquisto. Chuck, thanks for contributing to the show, man. We showed your Kurt Russell stuff last night, your Johnny Mac stuff last night, and I'm going to let Chuck have the final word today. We'll end the show on this. Chuck Acquisto goes, Carlos de la Fuente is the dude that Devers wishes he could be.
Nice.
100%. That's it. 100%, Chuck. Chuck knows what's going on. Shout out to the South Carolina PMP Mafia. They're out there. Hey, listen, we're taking over the South, man. We got a presence in South Carolina. We got a presence in Arkansas. We got a presence in Japan. The PMP brand is growing, Tony, nationally. So I want to thank you guys. We are all banged up, so we're going to get the hell out of here and rest. We got to go. We got an event tonight that we have to do. We're speaking at an event that's going to be a dicey situation. So no, I'm just telling you right now, because I'm going to try to get a little more sleep before I head down there. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. Rags, Arkansas Dave, Red Jet, Noemi, all of y'all. Yeah, we'll announce the assignment on Twitter tonight, you guys, because we haven't really narrowed it down yet. We don't know what the music assignment is yet, so we'll figure.
Paulie, maybe should we do something about being ill or sick?
That's it. So, and I got one. I already got a great one. That's it. Songs about being, once again, back to anthrax, spreading the disease. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. But yes, songs about ill health or being sick. I got a great one. I can't wait to share it. Creative Tony, get us out of here. Take us home. Yeah.
That was really awesome. Yeah. But yeah, so songs about being ill or sick, musical assignment. PauliePod@gmail.com.
Business hours are over, baby. It's business. It's business time.
NorCal Refrigeration, I'm going to give you the last word. I'm no doctor, but NorCal is posing this question. Does what? Hold on, let me take two. Does it burn when I pee? Count? Yes, it does. That counts. And thank you, NorCal. Great to see you, brother. And shout out to the Santa Cruz Mafia. All right, Tony, I'm going to bed. I'll see you in a few hours tonight, and we'll see all of y'all tomorrow at high noon. Shout out Fish down with disease. There's another one right there. We'll get into it. We'll be talking tomorrow. Songs about being sick, songs about bad health. Tony, final word. Let's get out of here.
Thank everybody for joining us today. And I know you like that, Paulie, as well. Thank you for the supers, everybody. And also thank you to Kerry Crowley for coming on. The dude's a busy dude. Thank you for taking time out of your day, Kerry. I hope you all enjoyed Kerry as much as we did. The guy freaking rules.
And Will Sparks is right too. Sorry, man, it's been crazy, but yes, we got to do our show as your stubs too. I got them sitting right here. They're they're 1 foot to my left.
I got a box right there too.
So we'll do the stubs tomorrow and music assignment songs about being sick. Thank you, Tony, and good night. I'll see you in a few hours, buddy.
Peace, y'all. Take care.